Pisces, this is Michelle, and I'm here to do your April 2020 tarot reading. Before I start actually with the cards, though, I would like to say that, we are just all undergoing such a difficult time with the coronavirus pandemic. And so I want to say that I am praying for you now, and I am praying for your loved ones and your family, that you all remain healthy, strong, and protected at this time. So I'm sending that prayer out to you, and then we will go ahead and get started with your reading. The cards are already jumping out, and we have the Star, suggestive to me, Pisces, of how many of you must be feeling the desire to help others that are in need or feeling ill right now. I imagine that many of you would like to just pour out your heart and your healing abilities to all of these people. I typically do a cut, but I'm hearing to keep the deck just as it is, and so we're just going to go ahead and start with that, with the Star. And now we have the 10 of Rods. So let me say this, some of the Pisces people here at this reading, you may actually be healers. Some of you may be in the medical field and working in a hospital setting. If this is the case, I just want to say thank you beyond measure. It's hard to really express the gratitude that we feel for the sacrifices that you are making. And really, in any capacity, if you are out there on the front lines helping the rest of the world to at least continue on this, at least with the most minimal necessities. So that includes supermarket workers, pharmacy workers, people at the hardware stores, I mean anywhere where people are gathering and you are there going to work. Thank you so much. I feel that even if though you are home alone, if you are under a stay-at-home order, that there's still this sense of burden about how many people are in need right now. And this can be actually not so much even like I have so many things to do. That's possible, and I have picked that up from a lot of the signs. But for you, Pisces, I'm just picking up almost a sense of burden about just picking up, or sensing, I should say, almost on a psychic level, how much needs to be done to help others. Now we have the King of Wands coming in, all right. And the Four of Cups, all right, all understandable, really, very predictable, we would even say. And so Pisces, for some of you, this is a period of time where perhaps you are sequestered or you are having to stay isolated from people. And I feel for Pisces, this can over time sort of work into a sense of being a little sad, a sense of gloom. Now that is almost a cliche, I would say, for the Four of Cups. But for some of you, it makes sense, doesn't it? Because you like to be out amongst people and friends, many of you anyways, people that sort of get you and that you are friends with and can have fun with. And that sort of interaction can really lift your spirits, right? But right now, for some of you, it may be that that typical social activity that you're used to is suddenly not available. And so it can be difficult for many of us to have the passion for the things that we used to want to do, let's say. Okay, so it's a little trouble articulating this, but it can be that there are certain things that typically you would be more passionate about doing, but right now it might be difficult to work up the motivation under these circumstances. All right, so this is a general reading. There is a lot of information coming in through these cards, and so I just want to say, like, I'm jumping back and forth between situations and scenarios, and that is the scenario between the Pisces person who is out amongst the public, inundated with a lot of responsibilities and things to take care of right now, and the Pisces person who is also playing an equally important role by staying home, by isolating and not engaging with people. So on either side of that equation, it can be very, very difficult. And it's commendable. It is commendable that you are still getting through the situation with your, I want to say, your Pisces compassion still pouring out to the world. Now we have the Eight of Swords, and if I didn't mention it, I think that I did, but if I didn't mention it, this is one of the motif cards that I have been receiving throughout the readings. It has been, the Ten of Rods has come up for many of the signs, as well as the 8, 9, and 10 of Swords, also the 3 of Swords. And so if you're familiar with the Rider-Waite, you know that these are all cards that are suggestive either of restriction of some sort, anxiety, feeling the inability to act, grief or sorrow. This is more about, I want to say, what's going on in the world at large, and you yourself can even be experiencing this sense of restriction. It can be almost like waking up in the morning and just feeling like, I just don't know actually what to do next. I'm just not even sure what I should do because the situation is ongoing. But we have the Knight of Wands coming in, beautiful to see, because this is saying that Pisces, you will tap into your purpose and mission for life. You will tap into that, and that will help to guide you. I want to say this, Pisces, it is so important now for people to hear from one another and for people to express to one another, communicate to one another their care, concern, and love. And one mission can be for Pisces just to reach out and to connect to even one person today. I mean, entirely in a safe mode, of course, but it could be, for example, through a text message or a FaceTime, some sort of communication like that, a phone call, to reach out and just check on your loved ones. Keep connected. I think some of us are kind of experiencing like this sensation of like, wow, maybe I'm just gonna really just hunker down. Well, we have to, many of us, but I'm just going to isolate, and we can sort of lose that desire almost to connect with other people. But I feel it's very important that we connect with others and that we share our sense of love and concern. This might be part of the mission that comes about for you. And here we have the Sun, beautiful to see, telling me, Pisces, for some of you, this can also be a period of time where you can tap into your creativity. For those of you that are very imaginative and creative, if you find yourself at home alone for long periods of time, you may be able to get involved in some sort of art form, something where you can create something beautiful, whether it is an art or a craft or anything along that those sort of lines. And I think that will impact or that message, I should say, will go out to some of you. We have the Five of Cups. Well, of course, there is a lot of change in the air emotionally now. This whole thing has been so abrupt. and we're just kind of going along our merry way here, and all of a sudden, you know, all of these terrible problems came about. It can be difficult to even think about a more positive future ahead, but I want to say that that more positive future is ahead. It will be ahead because we are learning so much from this situation. Even on a personal level, you yourself can be thinking, if anything like this ever happens again, here's what I'm going to do to be ready and to make sure that I get through this situation positively. And now we have the Page of Swords, all right, air card, suggesting that you may be wanting to maintain your mental strength. You might be thinking that there's perhaps, at times it's just a little bit too much. And how can I maintain my mental strength? Well, I'm here to say this as well. As much as you can reach out to others and support them, others can also support you. And so at this time, it is very important to call people, get in touch with people that you can have I want to say, a fortifying conversation with, a conversation that strengthens you, that leaves you feeling more positive and more supported when the conversation is over. Who is that person that can help you in that way? That's the person that you want to be communicating with if you are feeling like it's very difficult to maintain this this level, this load, this burden that I am carrying. And now we have the King of Pentacles. Beautiful to see. It speaks of future growth, and it tells me that eventually we are going to see our way out of this situation. For those of you that are experiencing any kind of financial difficulties now, the King of Pentacles also has a message saying that there is going to be help. Help is coming in. Help is available from many different directions. I'm speaking primarily from my own experience in the United States, so I'm not sure about the other countries, but there is going to be money coming in, whether it is through unemployment insurance, through small business loans, through a variety of different mechanisms. And so to just know that help is coming in and it is on the way. All right, and so now I am going to pull for you. Well, that was interesting. Okay, that was a couple of cards. We're going to stick with this top card here. This is a butterfly affirmation card. Had that been one card, I might have picked it as well, but it was about 2 or 3 cards. So let's go ahead and take a look at this beautiful butterfly with the wings just spread wide open. I feel a Pisces. This reminds me of you and your open heart and all of the love that you look at. These little sprinkles here. You can see it's almost like your love sprinkling out across the world. Thank you so much, Pisces, for the love that you give. And here is your message. I trust myself. I am wise. I am brave. What a powerful affirmation for this time. Pisces, I want to say that perhaps saying a little message like that when you wake up in the morning might be helpful in setting you on your way each day for the month of April. Pisces, thank you so much for being here. It is a pleasure and a privilege to read for you as always. And I'll see you next time.